How do you build a calm life when your life is full of chaos? For the longest time, I thought that having a calm life meant having no problems. But this year alone, I've dealt with grief, just bought a house, navigating a layoff, and I'm learning that having a calm life doesn't necessarily mean that you don't have problems. Having a calm life is something that you design, it's something that you create for yourself so that you can live a good life that doesn't feel chaotic. So today I'm going to be sharing some of the ways that I have been creating a calm life in the midst of so much chaos. There were times where I would feel like life was just so chaotic and I was just so overwhelmed and I had so much on my mind and I had so many things to do, and I just felt like life was too much, like it was just so much, and I felt like I couldn't handle it. And it was only because I didn't have a lot of structure. I wasn't prioritizing a routine and structure in my life. And so that made my life feel more chaotic. Before we get into today's video, I want to introduce myself. My name is Saunya Starr J. Welcome to the channel if you are new, and if you are returning, welcome back. I have been sharing my journey of creating my dream life on this channel and just sharing the behind the scenes of me building out my business and my brand and just life in my 30s and navigating wellness and different challenges in that arena. And so today I really want to talk about how I've been creating a life that feels good for me regardless of what I have going on, and how I allow myself to just feel and live and go through the motions and still feel okay and sane. And the first thing that I will say is that my environment has played a really big part in feeling like my life is calmer. In my environment, as far as where I live, as far as where I work, as far as where I allow myself to be and hang out in different environments that I go into. I'm not really like a club person anymore, but I'll definitely hang out, go to a lounge, go to different classes and things. But also we just moved. And I'm realizing how much your environment really plays in your mood every day. Having your room looking a certain type of way. In this house, we are making sure to eliminate clutter in our house. We don't have a whole lot of things in our room all over the place. I've barely put things up on the wall because I just want to make sure that we are prioritizing the feeling of our environment, making sure that things are where they're supposed to be and everything has a home. Your environment plays such a big part in you feeling calmer throughout the day. And one issue that I used to have was that I wouldn't finish a task and I wouldn't put things back when I was done with them. And so slowing down and really giving myself time to complete a task and remembering to put things back where they go and not just leaving stuff all over the place has helped so much. And I notice how much of a difference it is when I have things sprawled all over the place. So now I'm like taking time to really organize and have some structure. Having a calm environment is so crucial for designing a calm life and having things feel less chaotic psychologically as well. That's one of the things that they talk about, is just having a healthy environment. You don't want to be in an environment where there's a lot of yelling and just a lot of chaos. And I grew up in those environments where it's just a lot of yelling, a lot of clutter, a lot of things. And so now I'm in this space of unlearning a lot of those behaviors, and it has helped a great deal with my nervous system. Another thing that I'm learning that is helping me to create a calm life is not jam-packing my schedule with things to do, and not making myself overly available to everyone for everything, and getting off of social media. And getting off of social media has been helpful because when you're so tapped in and you know everything that's going on with everybody, it makes you sometimes deal with FOMO, like fear of missing out. So it's like, oh, there's 3 parties happening on Saturday. I want to be at all of them because that's the type of person I am. I'm a very social person. I like being outside sometimes. But just tapping out, logging out of social media, and not being so tuned in to what everybody is dealing with. Like, it's important to be aware of what's happening in the world, but when you're overly aware, when you're overly tapped in, that does a lot for your internal world. We were not meant to know this much about these many people. Like, we were supposed to just have like our circles, and now with social media, it allows us to be aware of and have opinions on and just hear and see things that are going on with hundreds of thousands of people, and that's just not healthy. So logging out and having a healthy relationship with social media has helped me to have a calmer life and less chaotic, because it could just be a lot. It just be overwhelming. And so another thing that I've been doing a lot of is just saying no, reducing my commitment to things. Like, and it's hard for me because I'm a reformed people pleaser. I'm learning to not be a people pleaser and learning how to say no and learning how to disappoint people. I've talked about this before. Sometimes you just gotta tell people no and disappoint them. Like, if you can't show up, you can't show up. If you agreed to do something and then you're not able to show up or you're not feeling well, you gotta do what's best for you. I do believe in sometimes allowing yourself to be inconvenienced to show up for people, but you don't have to do that all the time and burning yourself out. Reducing your commitments to doing things and being there for everybody and doing things for everyone. I am the eldest child of 5 children, and my mother passed away and my dad, he's present, but I still have a responsibility to my siblings, and it's a lot. I don't have my own children, but I do have the role of like doing a lot for a lot of people. And I was a former case manager, and I had caseloads of upwards of 40 people, and I was very passionate about the work that I did. And so just having all of that weighing on you, that is a recipe for burnout. And we have to really realize how much our plate can really handle and take some things off if it becomes too much. You do not have to be everything to everybody. Like, they will be okay. That's one thing that my mother-in-law has taught me, is that they'll be okay. People will figure it out. Like, they might make you feel like they need you and you're their only option, but people will figure it out. And if they can't they'll figure it out. People will find a way. You are not everybody's last option. That is something that I really had to learn. Like, we do not have to do it all for everybody. I've allowed myself time to just be and to just chill. Like, bed rock for an hour if I want to. Go for a walk, slow down, and just allow myself to just have time for me and not feeling like I need to fill all my time with something to do. That hyper productivity is not necessary. I've allowed myself to have anchors in my routine, like things that I know for a fact that I'm going to do or need to do or should do, that help me move throughout my day. So even if I don't have a strict routine, I still have things that are staples throughout the day, like drinking water, go for a walk, snacking, healthy snacking, making sure I'm getting some fruit, making sure that I'm spending time with my dog and my husband. Like, these are things that are part of my routine. It's a loose routine and it's not rigid. Allowing myself to sit on the porch outside and wave at my neighbors and drinking tea. Oh my gosh, it's one of my favorite things to do. We don't do that enough anymore. Is just relax and just not have our phones, go for a walk without our phones, sit and have a cup of tea, whatever. I don't drink coffee, but I'm a tea girl. Drinking some herbal teas and just relaxing and just allowing ourselves to meditate and have that moment of mindfulness. I sometimes get like a rise of anxiety because it's like, oh, I got so much to do, and it's just like, okay, let's relax. And let's write down all of the things that we need to do, because it doesn't all have to get done today. It doesn't. Like, you can pick the top things that need to get done. My planner have things mapped out by time. Whatever doesn't get done, it's not going to get done. Like, I'm not going to cram my day full of things like, God willing, I have another opportunity tomorrow to do some things, and then I'll get to them then. But I'm not going to overwhelm my day and my life with responsibilities. And something else that has helped me with creating and designing a calm life is literally the practices that I've been learning through somatic healing, as far as breath work, somatic movement, journaling. I used to be a person who was internally volatile, like just overwhelmed, overstimulated, popped off, full of rage, anger, anxiety, all the things. And now I'm at a space where I can just be in the moment and present. Okay, like, what is happening right now? Why am I feeling like this? Let me check in with me before I snap. Let me communicate how I'm feeling with the people around me, the person around me, to let them know, like, hey, I'm reaching my limit. And then also removing myself from environments that cause me to feel overwhelmed or anxious. And then really getting into my somatic practice, stretching, moving, crying, dancing, all of the things that I know help me to move emotions through my body. Because emotions are natural. Anger, sadness, grief, happiness, all of these things are natural. But when we don't process them the right way or process them at all, they get stuck. They cause sickness, and these are things that we've talked about here on the channel. But just learning how to better our emotional health has been very important for me on my journey of creating my dream life, creating a less chaotic life, and just being very intentional about who I have in my life and what I have in my life. Like, this is for me. And maintaining and establishing boundaries, which wasn't something that I've always done. Those boundaries are key. And again, it goes back to, you got to be okay with disappointing people. You got to be okay with letting people down. And in this season, I've lost a lot of people that I love because I got me some boundaries that I didn't have before. And so now I'm navigating, what does life look like on the other side of me choosing me? I'm learning to stop focusing so much on what is going on outside of my home, and that's outside of my home and outside of my home. These are the things that I need to prioritize. I need to focus on my mental health, my environment, my emotional health, what I'm putting in my body, what I'm watching, what I'm listening to. All of these things are more important than what is going on in the outside world and what everybody else has going on. I love deeply. Oh, I'm so involved in my relationships and showing up how I can. But in this season of my life, I'm really focusing on myself, my marriage, my home, and just creating peace and stability here in ways that I hadn't before, because I was so involved with everybody's everything. But those are learned behaviors, and now I have the opportunity to unlearn those habits and behaviors and create healthier ones for myself. And in this season of my life, it should be the most stressful. I just got laid off. I just lost 3 super close friends and family members. I was spiraling. a little bit. And the layoff came as a blessing because now I have the opportunity to really sit with myself and really reset my life. Like a complete overhaul of everything, and just really taking the time to not fix, taking the time to pour into the gaps of areas that I wasn't focused on so much because it was filled with work. And my calm life isn't perfect. There are still things that need done. Now I'm in a different role. I'm a stay-at-home wife now, building my business and still nurturing my relationships in the way that's healthiest for me, not dropping everything to be there for everybody, which is things that I've always done. People always know me to be the one who's going to push through whatever I have going on to be there for them. And I had to ask myself, is that how I want to be remembered? Is that how I want people to know me? Someone who abandons themselves for the needs of others? That's not what I want to be known for. And so this season of my life is really going to be a learning experience. And I'm so excited. I'm learning that peace isn't the absence of problems. Your peace comes in how you choose to move through life's experiences. And the last thing that I want to mention is that this experience with being laid off, it's my first time ever being laid off. It has allowed me to let go of my timeline. Like, we are in control of certain aspects of our lives, but then there are other things we have no control over. I couldn't have imagined that I would have been placed in a situation where I just woke up one day and didn't have a job. But now I have a unique opportunity to pour into the things that I've always wanted to do. Working on my books again, working on my creative endeavors again, being able to really show up on my channel like I used to, and something that I love to do, building community here. Over the last 6 years, I have really taken the time to pour into me and to really pour into my community and build my platforms and really think about how I want to be remembered. I think that we should move with our end goal in mind. And if you are a person who doesn't really know what your direction looks like and you still have questions and you're uncertain, I would definitely recommend you to check out my self-awareness workbook. It's filled with affirmations and journal prompts and things that I've used over the course of my life that have helped me to get here. If you know who I used to be and how I've grown as a person, as a woman, as a wife, in order to get the life of my dreams, I still feel like I'm getting the life of my dreams, and I'm so excited for it. But maybe you don't know what that looks like. Maybe you still have questions. So I'm gonna link my self-awareness workbook down in the description box for you. And I would appreciate if you sent this video to someone else who needs to hear it, who needs the encouragement, someone else whose life feels a bit chaotic and they need some encouragement on how to design a calmer life. And there's another video on the channel where we are going to be discussing how to use the last 6 months of the year to design your dream life, how to go over a life audit, and we're going to do a life audit together and do a complete reset. Especially now as I'm navigating this layoff, it's a wonderful opportunity to design my dream life, and I'm so excited. So if you are also in a space where you are in the middle of a pivot, I invite you to come and join me there. And I will see you next week, same time. See you there.
Been a minute since we kicked it, you've been